I think, for one of the greatest red zone threats the NFL has ever seen. This is a very, very cool second act, third act, whatever you want to call it. What's up, guys? Adam Kramer here with the Game Day, ready for some winners, losers, and one to watch. And this is one I'm really interested to watch throughout the rest of the regular season, perhaps beyond. It is crazy to me, by the way, that it's week 17. It's hard to believe. Been obviously a strange year. The timing is all off, especially in the NFL. You've had games being played on pretty much every day, but we have made it. And before we talk playoffs and draft and everything else, let's talk week 16. Now, when I do my winners and losers, I don't want to do an obvious one. So the obvious play here would be Alvin Kamara or Alvin Kamara fantasy owners. It's just too easy, right? I don't want this to be like every other, bit that people are doing across the internet. Yes, if you had Alvin Kamara on your fantasy team this week and you were in the finals, I hope you won. If not, you're a loser. You would be a loser. You're not like an actual loser. I'm not calling you a loser. You probably feel bad enough as is. Apologies. Don't take it that way. No, but that's way too easy. So let's not go that route. By the way, I had Alvin Kamara on my fantasy team. I wasn't in the final, so I'm the loser. No, but I'm going to go Dez Bryant as my winner. I love this story. This does not have to be always about gaudy numbers, who put up the best stats, who had the best week. Dez Bryant caught one pass for a touchdown this week, and to me, that's good enough. It is the second week in a row that he's caught a touchdown pass. 2 weeks, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. And I think that's fabulous when you consider the guy hadn't caught a pass since 2017. He was signed off the practice squad of the Ravens. He had the positive COVID test where he was tweeting about drinking wine and watching the game. It has been a journey, and yet I think for one of the greatest red zone threats the NFL has ever seen, this is a very, very cool second act, third act, whatever you want to call it. So I mentioned the journey. 2017, last time he caught a pass. In football, this is not a sport that often welcomes you back after like a couple of year hiatus. Like, that's not how this works. It's not Tommy John. When you're out for a couple of years in the NFL, the speed of the game, the punishment that players take, that's often it. You don't normally get back in. For Dez, he had to work his way back up to the practice squad, to the game. We mentioned the COVID test, and now has caught touchdowns in consecutive weeks. As we watch Dez, who's never going to be the guy that we saw. Okay, I'm not saying winner, hey, Dez is back. That's not it. Because when we talk about Dez doing what he did, I had to look this up. 2012, 1,382 yards, 92 catches, 12 touchdowns. 2013, 93 catches, 1,233 yards, 13 touchdowns. 2014, 88 catches, 1,320 yards, 16 touchdowns. He had an 85-yard touchdown, 79-yard touchdown, 68. So this is a guy that could do it from anywhere. But in the red zone, truly was like Spider-Man, was a magician. We're not going to see that. Although this is a great wide receiver, I think it's awesome that still in his early 30s, Dez has found a way back in. And he's found a way to play for an offense that could use him. Baltimore had been struggling. Lamar had been struggling a bit. We still are trying to figure out who they are. They've got a great tight end. They've got some really good young skill position players. Here's a guy you know exactly what you're getting. And if it is a one-trick pony and you get at the 15-yard line, you put him out over there right or left and you throw it up to him, it's a heck of a trick. It's a heck of a trick. And even at his age, despite the mileage and all that, he's still probably better at that than just about any other wideout in the NFL. I think it's that good of a trick. So I'm fascinated by the way that Baltimore is going to use him. I hope his role continues to evolve, as is. Guy scored 2 weeks in a row, and I didn't think we'd ever see him in the league again. It's pretty cool. So Dez, keep doing what you're doing in Baltimore. Maybe throw him a few more passes, or find the red zone even more and just heave it up to him, and you probably won't regret it. My loser, on the topic of veterans, right? Guys doing their thing despite being in the league a long time. My loser is Father Time. Tom Brady is 43 years old. Okay? He looks like he's 30. As I get older, he's looking like he's getting younger. And we got like that Benjamin Button thing going on. Okay, I'm a lifelong Jets fan. I've watched this man closely for 20 years now. Too long. Okay, it's been enough. I have said probably over the course of the 20 years that he's been done maybe a dozen times. Sometime over the last 10 years. That's not going to work. I thought he was done earlier this year against New Orleans, where there was a couple clunkers. This week, 22 of 27, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns. Hold your Lions commentary for a moment. That was one half of football. One half. Didn't even play the second half. One half, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns. One of the most productive games we've seen from a quarterback this year, and he needed 30 minutes to do it. That's pretty unbelievable. Now, yes, the Lions are atrocious. The Lions are terrible. I was basically playing quarterback for the Lions. Yes, they're bad. I get it. And they didn't look like they want to be there. Still, 43 years old, to be doing that, I think it's fascinating. Another guy, when you look at the season numbers, 36 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing TDs, over 4,200 yards passing, 11 interceptions. He set the single season passing touchdown record for the Bucs. He's had a few clunkers in there. I mentioned New Orleans, both of those games. He's had a couple of throws that make you shake your head. This is going to be one of the most productive and best seasons of Tom Brady's career, which stretches back to 2000. Bucs are 10-5. Playoff Tom is coming. He's surrounded by really fun weapons. I just think it's cool. As a Jets fan, I've grown to acceptance. I'm happy he's no longer doing it to the Jets. This is not a sport where you're supposed to age like this. He keeps defying it. Every bad throw, we're going to say, he's done. I get it. We'll continue to do that. I got to say, that was pretty unbelievable. I hope he stays healthy. I'm really interested to see what this team can do in the playoffs, because they could be a wrecking ball if they get the right matchups and if Tom plays the way Tom can. See, it's like therapy as a Jets fan. All right, my last one is my one to watch. I think this is wild. I think this whole story is wild. I have no idea what to make of it, but my one to watch is relief bullpen quarterbacks, aka what's going on in Miami right now. Now, Tua Tagovailoa, rookie quarterback, number 5 overall draft pick, has been named the starter, has been playing for a while. 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, good, solid. Has only thrown for 200 yards or more 3 times, has only thrown for 300 yards once. So has been cautious with the ball. They don't have great weapons. Has not turned it over a ton, but has not been overly explosive when you look at Justin Herbert and everything else. Against the Raiders, Tua pulled in the fourth quarter. Numbers 17 of 24 for 99 yards and a touchdown, 4.3 yards per attempt. That seems actually hard to do. It's like throwing the ball at or just over the line of scrimmage every time. Didn't turn the ball over, but not overly great. Ryan FitzMagic comes in, 182 yards, TD, basically in the fourth quarter. Comes in, does his thing, leads the Dolphins back, makes one of the craziest throws I've ever seen. 34-yard, 40-yard Hail Mary where his face mask was ripped off. It looked like his head was going to end up on the football field. Found an open receiver on the sideline, 15-yard penalty. Raiders blew this game horribly, by the way. We could make them a loser. Dolphins win 26-25. And guess what? Tua is starting against the Bills. Brian Flores is in a really unique situation. This worked. You started a guy. It probably made the defense very uncomfortable when all of a sudden they're prepping for somebody. They have to prep for another. I don't think long-term this is a good thing. I don't know what it's doing to Tua's confidence. Not that hopefully he's a confident enough player, and I think he is. We're getting benched here and there. This is not how it's going to be forever. You don't take a guy that high for him to be the 1 through 3 quarterback. But I'm just really intrigued by this because this is not something we've really ever seen. And for Brian Flores to go right back to Tua, this is sort of like a change of pace running back, but at quarterback in the most meaningful moments for a team that's trying to make the playoffs. I'm fascinated by it. Will it work out? I mean, the thing about Fitzpatrick is he does provide that spark. He can throw it around. He can throw it to the other team. He can be very productive. I think Tua, you're going to see him grow. I don't think he's going to be a bust. I know people are worried about him. I think given the injury, given everything else, they got to surround him with some better talent too. I'm curious to see how he develops. But I'm fascinated by this situation for a team that's got a great defense, that's finding a way to win. Pretty unbelievable to see. And we'll see how this whole thing plays out. And again, the Raiders. It's just a really bad scene right there with just throwing extra loser in there, bonus loser in there on top of it. All right, guys, reminder, follow us across social media, Game Day NFL, at the Game Day NFL. Follow me on social media at Kegs and Eggs, and go check out our gambling podcast. Seriously, you'll enjoy it. We're having a ton of fun, and we'll pick some winners for you guys, and we will certainly be back next week to talk winners and losers and one to watch heading into the NFL postseason. Crazy, it's here. So, appreciate you guys. Again, stay tuned. Much more. Tons of content coming in the regular season and beyond. And we'll talk to you guys soon.